Thank you for coming to join us on such a lovely sunny day today. I'm sure that you were probably tempted to stay outside. We might have a few people who come in dribs and drabs. It's often difficult to find parking in the city, and so they'll just join us as they can. So as you know, this is the final participant forum for 2025. Some of you have been to lots of forums before and some of you haven't been. So I'll give you a bit of an overview about what it is that we'll do today. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Kylie Smith. I'm the Director of Services, and some of you I've had contact with and others I haven't. Really like to meet you today if I haven't already met you. So, without further ado, I'd like to acknowledge that we're meeting on the lands of the Kaurna people. Kaurna people have come together for thousands and thousands of years to share knowledge and to exchange ideas, just as we are today. And I'd like to recognise their unique connection with country. I'd also like to pay my respects to elders past and present. This is our agenda for today. We will have we'll have an update about what's happening in the scheme. I'll talk to that. And then Peter Eaton, who is a scheme participant, will talk about his experience. It's fascinating. It will be like travel as well as learning. The theme for today is around our research and education programs. And so Peter's presentation has a bit of a focus on that. We'll also have some of our grantee or our grant recipients presenting. So that's Professor Stacey George and Mike and Vanderberg from Flinders Uni. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about was what's happening at the LSA. Some of you will know about Living Life Orange. It sounds like it's a little bit abstract, but in our services directorate, we have two parts that reflect the time that people have been in the scheme. So we have the primary support part and we have the lifetime support part. And in lifetime support, that's usually participants who are lifetime participants, so have been in the scheme for more than 2 years. And generally our lifetime teams have emulated what's happened in the primary support teams. What we've acknowledged over time is that there are participants who require less intervention and less contact with a service planner because they're quite independent. And so what we have done is we've made a team called Living Life Orange that works in a very different way with participants. It means that participants won't necessarily have an individual service planner, but will have a team of service planners who are able to support them. And they can make contact with the team and the team will be able to meet their needs just in the same way that participants who had an individual service planner when they required some more intensive support. Some of you will become participants in what we call Living Life Orange or in that independence team. And some of you will remain in that intensive case management model that we've been using in the past. But I just wanted to let you know about it. We'll talk about it more over time, but it's something new for us. We have also recently concluded the participant survey. And so we survey participants every year to find out what it is that we could do better and what it is that we do well. So we use that survey as a satisfaction measure. And so for those of you who have responded to the survey this year, I'd like to say thank you. We really do appreciate your time and the feedback that you give us we take seriously and we act on. So at this stage, we don't have the report from the survey yet because it's an external company that undertake that and they're analysing the data. But when we do, we will develop a plan and we'll take action based on the feedback that you've provided. So thank you. The other piece of work that's happening at the moment are two really large projects that will happen over the next 2 years. Those projects we call LSA Elevate and the Salsa 2 Roadmap. LSA Elevate is a program of continuous improvement that we're doing within the Services Directorate. We know that the work that we do is good, but we would always like to improve what it is that we do. And so within LSA Elevate, there are a number of small projects that are focused on improving how we provide funds and planning for treatment, care and support for participants. Some of the things that you might see from LSA Elevate are the ways that we communicate with you or the resources that we use to share with you when we're sharing new information. We're trying to do that in a better way so that it makes sense and that we also have consistency and we're able to scale that into the future. The other project is called the Salsa 2 Roadmap. So Salsa 2 is our client record management system. Many of you won't actually ever see that directly, but it impacts the way that service planners and others within the LSA work with the information that they gather and the way that they process contracts and so forth. And so we're making some significant improvements to have some efficiencies so service planners can spend more time with participants and we can do things better. The other piece that we've been doing lately is we've been recruiting. And so some of you will have met new service planners. We've also recruited people to the project positions in LSA Elevate and the Salsa 2 Roadmap. And in the new year, you'll meet some new service planners, no doubt, because part of the way that we introduce new service planners to service planning is that they come with existing and experienced service planners to visit with you. The other thing that I'd like to talk about just before we finish, and that is our end of year arrangements. So the LSA is open throughout the Christmas and New Year period. We're only closed on the public holidays. We do always have staff in the office and staff who are working. So if you need something during that period of time, please don't hesitate to make contact. The only times that we won't be available are when there are public holidays. Your regular service planner might not be available, but there will be someone here who's able to help you, so don't hesitate to make contact. We have a duty service planner that works every day, even when it's not holidays. So that's it for the notes part of the overview. I thought I'd let you know how many participants there are in the scheme and what that looks like. I usually do this at every participant forum. So you'll see that there are a large number of participants. There are now over 400 participants in the scheme. There are still many more men in the scheme than there are women. And that brain injury is still the largest cohort of participants, with 70% of participants having brain injury, 15% with spinal cord injury. Oh, sorry, that's not true. 15% with amputation and 14% with spinal cord injury. And 1%, the dots, I couldn't find a picture for burns. And so that's the icon that I've used for burns. This is the age range of participants. So this isn't the age that they came into the scheme, but this is the age that they currently are. And so you might be able to see where you fit if you're a participant within that band. You'll note that we work with people from small babies right through to elderly people. And as the scheme matures, there will be more participants who are lifetime participants. And for those of you who've been in the scheme for a while, a number of years ago, it was about half and half. Half of the participants were interim participants and half were lifetime participants. And you can now see that there are almost 75% of participants who are lifetime participants. This is what we expect, and that percentage of interim participants will reduce as the scheme grows. Where do people live? The majority of participants, 2/3 of participants live in the metropolitan area of Adelaide, and 32% in regional South Australia, and 7% interstate and internationally. So that's the update for the participant overview. I'm going to hand over to Peter now, who will talk to us about his experience in the scheme. And some of that I know from his slides is also a little bit of a travel experience for us too. So thank you. Welcome, Peter.